As we're here at IM Sydney with ropz from mousesports. First off, congratulations for getting out onto the stage and being in front of this big Australian crowd. How was that with the Australian crowd?
It was good. Overall, the crowd was probably against us. We had to play Renegades, so that's understandable. They're obviously going to cheer them, and we had to take them down to get to the semifinals. And it's sad for the crowd that they can't cheer their home team anymore. But we had to do what we had to do.
So does it factor into you guys at all, the fact that you were playing up there as the villains?
Not really. We have played a lot on quite some stages now, and most of the times the crowd is against us, and we're almost used to it now. We don't really have a home crowd ourselves. We're kind of like a really international team, and we're all over the place. So yeah, we're just getting used to it, and we're just not putting our mind to it.
So being an international team and everyone coming from different backgrounds, have you found that it's easy to mesh as a team, or is there different sort of cultural differences?
Well, it's the skill set is definitely better, but it is kind of harder to mesh together. Everyone has different cultural backgrounds, and everyone is used to different schedules, whatever in their life. It's just so different, but it's basically work for us, so we do what we have to do.
Do you feel being an international team rather than more of a region-locked team gives you that opportunity to branch out and grab players?
Yeah, definitely. There's so many skilled and talented players out there that if you share the same mindsets and you want to win, then definitely it's the better thing.
So you guys also recently for ESL Pro League topped the board, ready to go to Dallas. What are your expectations heading there?
We definitely want to go out of groups. That's the main thing. Overall, our main goal right now is just to remain consistent and getting out of groups every event, and that's what we're trying to do.
So if you had to choose between remaining consistent and getting out of groups every single tournament, or because a lot of the time now teams are hit and miss, you win a tournament and then you're out in last place in the next one. So would you prefer that sort of consistently in the middle approach or up and down?
I think the middle approach is better. That's you are just consistent all the time, because then there's just isn't that many up and downs, and you start to feel better as a team, and then eventually you have to also start being consistent at winning also. So time will tell how good you will become.
You played a couple of the Asian teams here in this tournament, and jumping over to ESL Pro League again, they've now expanded to include Asia Pacific. Do you approach playing these teams that you haven't necessarily played, day in and day out? Do you approach it differently?
Not really. We have our usual preparation to each match. We take a look at the opponent, just watch the demo or something, and just analyze what we can do and what their weak spots are. But there isn't that much difference to a normal team. It just depends on the team's play style and so on.
A lot of the other teams here talking about how they didn't have too much practice or preparation for the specific tournament. How much did you guys have as a team?
We didn't have that much practice. One of our members, Tico, had eye surgery recently, so we had to just not play on Sundays, and we had a lot of online matches. And I think that's the biggest part of nowadays CS. That's online matches take up a lot of time, and then you have less time for practice. And the schedule is pretty tough nowadays. But we came here I would say enough preparation into this tournament. So we finished semifinals, so that was pretty good.
Dust 2 being added to the map pool. Do you have much preparation on that map specifically?
We started preparing the day it came out, into the map pool. So I would say we had pretty good preparation on that, but obviously we picked it against Australis. We thought that it would be a good pick, but they were prepared pretty good. They just shut us down, and we had some good strats and so on, but we just couldn't get our defaults going. They just picked us on different part of maps, and yeah, that happened.
So there's not many players around from your region, from your country. Do you feel every time you go out there and you see the country's flag up on the screen, you know, that the country's on your back, you're representing them?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've come a long way, like out of nowhere, basically, and I think like that's a pretty big thing. Everyone is like supporting me. That's like I've had this goal to like become a pro, and everyone has seen my like determination and yeah, just my mindset, and yeah, I would say I have some fans out there.
So being on mousesports is a bit of a payoff for everything trying to get up to here?
Yeah, I mean, mousesports is like um, they have like a really long history in CS, and I mean, it feels pretty good to be on a team like this, and with these names and so on. So yeah, it's a good thing.
Thanks a lot, man.
No problem.
Thanks for watching this interview. We have about 14 different videos from my recent trip to IEM Sydney coming out in the coming weeks. So click the links here in the end card to take you to those. Cheers.